The lights of the theater dimmed slowly as the audience inside the Grand Auditorium of America's Got Talent waited with quiet curiosity. The judges, including the famously hard-to-impress Simon Cowell, sat behind their desk, expecting just another audition among thousands. But when the host announced that the next performer was a young singer from the Philippines, the room filled with a soft murmur. The boy walked onto the stage wearing a simple outfit, holding the microphone with slightly trembling hands. He looked small beneath the bright stage lights, yet there was something in his calm eyes that hinted at confidence far beyond his years. Few people in the room could have guessed that within the next few minutes, the spirit of one of music's greatest legends would seem to return to life. Before the performance began, the boy shared a little about his story. Growing up in a small town in the Philippines, he had discovered his love for music through old recordings of Elvis Presley. His grandfather had a worn-out collection of vinyl records, and among them were the timeless songs of the king of rock and roll. As a child, he would sit beside the old record player for hours, listening to Elvis sing with a voice that carried emotion, power, and soul. Over time, the young boy began to imitate the voice he admired so deeply. What started as a simple childhood fascination slowly turned into a remarkable talent. His family noticed that when he sang those classic songs, he didn't just copy the sound. He captured the feeling behind them. When the music finally started on the AGT stage, the first guitar notes instantly reminded the audience of a golden era of rock and roll. The boy closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Then he began to sing. The moment his voice filled the theater, the audience gasped in disbelief. It wasn't just similar to Elvis, it was hauntingly close. The rich tone, the emotional vibrato, and the unmistakable style made it feel as though Elvis Presley himself had somehow returned to perform once again. Some people in the crowd looked at each other in shock, while others leaned forward in their seats, completely captivated by what they were hearing. The young performer didn't simply sing a song. He brought a legendary sound back to life. At the judges' table, even the famously critical Simon Cowell raised his eyebrows in surprise. The other judges exchanged stunned glances as the performance continued to grow more powerful. Every note was delivered with confidence and authenticity, and the boy even carried some of the stage presence that made Elvis such an icon. His subtle movements, the way he held the microphone, and the passion in his expression made the moment feel magical. It was rare to see a performer so young command the stage with such authority. As the chorus of the song soared through the theater, the audience erupted into cheers and applause that echoed through every corner of the building. By the time the final note rang out, the entire audience was already on its feet. A thunderous standing ovation filled the room, and some people were visibly emotional. Moments like this were exactly why shows like America's Got Talent existed, to uncover extraordinary talents from unexpected places around the world. For this young singer from the Philippines, the performance was more than just an audition. It was a tribute to the music that shaped his childhood and a chance to share that passion with millions of viewers. His journey from a small town to one of the world's biggest stages proved that talent and dedication can cross any distance. As the judges prepared to give their comments, the atmosphere remained electric. Many in the audience felt they had witnessed something special, a moment where music connected generations and cultures. The legacy of Elvis Presley had inspired countless artists over the decades, but rarely had someone captured his essence so naturally. Whether this young performer would go on to win the competition or not almost didn't matter in that moment. What mattered was that, for a few unforgettable minutes on the stage of America's Got Talent, the king of rock and roll seemed to live again, carried forward by the voice of a boy whose dream had finally reached the world. Microphone sparkles.